What's up, everyone? Hello. Hi. Okay. Here we are. That's how we're starting that one out. Thank you. Very welcoming. I appreciate that. Now, I'm happy to be back in New York. I used to live here, and then I moved to Nashville. I moved to Nashville. Unfortunately, I signed my lease on January 6, 2021. It was wild. I was like driving down the highway to the south, and I just saw a bunch of trucks going the other way. I was like, that's kind of fucking weird. Strange. And then the other thing that happened when I first moved down there, I matched up with a very attractive blonde woman, right? She had a cowboy hat on, and then her bio said, if you're one of them mask-wearing pussies that takes it in the ass, need not apply. And I was like, swipe right. I was like, swipe far right, if I can. You seem fun. She sends me postcards from prison now. She didn't get acquitted. It's mostly illiterate. It's written in crayon, but you know what? That's... It's our thing, you know? That's my baby. Back off. But I'm doing the new year, new me thing. Yes, I understand it's almost May, but I've been failing miserably so far, so I gotta keep trying every other month. I had a rough 2023. I had a rough year last year. Anyone here have a rough year? When was the last time any of us had a good year? I remember mine. It was 1998. I had a game-winning base hit, and it was the last time my dad hugged me in public. But last year I got my first major car accident. I was driving from a show from Nashville down to Atlanta, and I totaled my car by hitting a deer with a hybrid. The irony. And also, like, how embarrassing for that deer, right? That deer goes up to deer heaven, which does exist in this scenario. He gets up there, they're going around the circle, they're like, hey, how'd you go? And he's like, actually, old age. And they're like, you get to the next deer, they're like, how'd you go? He's like, oh, Ford F-150. They're like, ooh, big truck. And they're like, how'd you go? And he's like, broke comic hit me with a hybrid. And they're like, is he funny? Like, I don't think so. He was going to Atlanta on a Wednesday. I don't think his career's going great. But the funny thing is, so it was a Ford hybrid. And I don't know if you know about Fords, but they're a very masculine company. Like I said, they make an F-150, they make the Mustang, right? So when they got into the hybrid business, they kind of overcompensated a little bit, right? So every time I would park my car, it would say, the environment thanks you for driving a hybrid. And then I totaled that deer, and it's got it spitting its hair all over my windshield still. And the last thing I ever saw my car say was, the environment thanks you for driving a hybrid. As it should. You're useless and overpopulated, so I did the environment a favor. The other thing that happened is I got back to Nashville, then my girlfriend and I broke up. Yeah, no, it's okay, it was mutual, which is what you say when she dumps you. You know? But then I found myself in a very interesting predicament back in Nashville, because I found myself newly single, but with no car. So I started riding my bicycle around the dates. It was a bike, yeah. I gotta tell you, ladies, when I rolled up on that date, on that vintage, Facebook Marketplace $50, Team USA, red, white, and blue, Raleigh bicycle? Let's just say the sidewalk got a little more slick. And then if I was also wearing my periwinkle blue helmet with the visor, you better get yourself a bucket, because that boat was taking on water fast. So, still single. Yeah, I even tried to put a little skirt stop in there. I'd roll up to a date and be like, what's up, babe? Want to go on this bike and ride? Never worked. No one jumped on my pegs and went home with me. Never worked. It's frustrating. But I have been trying to take care of myself. You know, I'm doing like all the steps and all that. Because I'm already in therapy. I'm in therapy. Is this a therapy crowd? You guys in therapy? All right. Well, this is for me and me alone, I guess. So what I didn't know about therapy is that you actually get to choose your therapist. I always thought it was court assigned. So when I was first picking out a therapist, the person I went with, first and foremost, I went with them because they are more qualified than anyone else. It was telehealth, so I was interviewing people all across the country, right? So I went with them because they're more qualified than anyone else I interviewed. Another reason I went with them is because they're actually from Nashville, and I thought that was important. They know the city that I live in. I don't have to explain a lot of the context when I tell them a story, right? And then another reason I went with them is because they're a woman and they're black. And I thought to myself, therapy's all about honesty. And who's going to be more honest with me about the plight and the struggle of the straight white male in Nashville, Tennessee, than a black woman from the South? The other day I was talking to her, I was like, yeah, I lost my job. And she's like, and are you looking for another one? I was like, looking, I already found one. She was like, fucking white people. And just slammed the laptop shut. Still charged me full price. We're only half an hour in, but that's okay. I get it. It's okay. But I also, I've been going to the gym. Trying to get that revenge body. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Who's got abs out there, huh? Who's got them? No, I'm kidding. Just comes a hostile situation where I'm like, put your shirt up, dude. Give me that sixer. Ooh, an eighter. Oh, silly boy. But I go into those gyms where, like, I'm the smallest person at the gym. Like, not the smallest guy. The women are fucking jacked. It's crazy. But I was sitting there the other day, and I'm on my bench, and I'm just lifting a hot 20. Yeah. I'm feeling good about myself. And I hear this guy go, and it's a cough loud enough that I heard it through my headphones. What was I listening to? Eminem's 8 Mile. Obviously. But I hear this, and I look up, and the guy's like, hey, bro, can you give me a spot? And I literally looked over my shoulder to see who the fuck he was talking to. I was like, and he was like, yeah, bro, can you give me a spot? And then I was like, me? Sweet baby boy me? Precious baby angel I? And he was like, yeah, dude, stop wasting my time. Get over here and give me a spot. So I start skipping over, But as I'm skipping over there, that's when I realized this guy's got 2 plates on each side plus 35 pounds. He's about to bench press 300 pounds. I barely weigh half of that. So that's when I was just like, oh, this man has a death wish. And then I got behind him, and he was like, all right, bro, I'm going to do 4 or 5 reps, but I am going to max out. And I was like, this is officially assisted suicide. This man's going to die by my hands. But he goes for it. He does it. 4, 5, boom, boom, no problem. Then he goes for 6, and it goes up, and I'm like, he's got this. And then it starts coming back down. And that's when I was like, time for SpongeBob to step in. So, I like blow up my arms. I'm like, which is a reference for millennials and millennials only. But I get down, I'm putting all my weight into it, I'm trying to lift it, and it's just still going down. And then the fear in his eyes locks in the fear in my eyes. But I was like, I have to save Patrick, So I throw my back against the wall, and then I just hear myself going. And I get all the way to the top, I throw the rack against the bar against the rack, then he stands up, we high-fived, and then I giggled for 15 straight minutes. Kept looking back at him every once a couple minutes, just going. Silly. But I was at work the other day, and by the other day I mean a year ago, before they fired me. Anyone here have jobs? Yeah, nice employed people. The rest of you, no? Just hanging out. But I had a coworker walk in. I don't know if you guys have coworkers or if you work at an orphanage, but but I had a coworker walk in. She says, "Hey, Will, my roommate's trying to get a job as a nurse, but she's scared she's not going to get the job because she likes to smoke weed." And they had to take a piss test, right? And weed's not legal in Tennessee, so she was very nervous about it. And I was also like, if a nurse can't smoke weed, then like who the fuck can? And also, like, personally, I like nurses strung out on heroin. Hey, look, they know their way around a needle. They don't find that first vein, they're gonna they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? They're pretty good at it. Then she told me, and I thought about it, and I was like, actually, you know what? I don't smoke weed, I don't do drugs. I just drink, because it's a hereditary problem. And I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can do this test for you. Like, I think I can do this test for you. So I go over to their place. They hand me a plastic apparatus. I go into the bathroom. I pee in that plastic apparatus. I hand it back to her roommate. Her roommate takes it. She shoves it into her crotch. We dated for a little bit. That was our meet cute. That was our Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan moment. And then she goes to urgent care. She uses the contents. She uses the plastic apparatus. And guys, guess what? She passed the test. She passed the test, now she's a working nurse back in Tennessee. He pauses until they chant, hero, hero. They lift him above their shoulders and carry him out. No, not this time? Okay, that's fine. All right, that's all right. But I had to ask her, I was like nothing came up? Like nothing came up in that test? Because like biologically, there is a difference between you and I. And she goes, it's so funny that you said that. They said they found a little bit of testosterone, but not to prove that it's a man. Thanks, guys. I'm well able. I appreciate all of it.